Hello, welcome to my YouTube channel. I know I've been a little active and inactive, so let me give you a rundown of who I am, what is vulnerability, and what you can expect from the series that I have labeled Lingerie and Lattes. So we will get into the topic for today, which is the difference between unconditional love and why I found out that's not really what we are seeking. At least that's not what I'm seeking, and probably many women or men as well are redefining their love as unconditional, that's what they're seeking, but really what we want is steadfast love. So I'll get into that in just a moment. My name is Olivia Drumaga. I have been running my own businesses since 2018. As soon as I graduated from college, opened up a wellness coaching program to help people have a work-life balance. Fast forward to today, I ended up having to resign from my corporate position that I kind of was hand delivered to me around last week, ironically, due to a work life balance issue. And now I'm here running full force with my movement of Vulcan ability. So I have been studying these topics for myself: sensuality, learning how to communicate with men better, having a deeper relationship, monogamy. I've been exploring all of these subjects with myself personally over many years, way beyond 2018. However, now I've actually been able to solidify it into a business and offer women a way and men to also walk the path if they do want this type of love, which is lifetime love, I call it, monogamous commitment between a man and a woman for the long haul. So what is lingerie and lattes? What you can expect from our little chats. And yes, I will be having my little drinks. Today I'm doing a Chrism Ritual. So not doing any coffee or caffeine. This is all hot chocolate. And if you don't know about the Chrism Ritual and you don't know about the hot chocolate, I highly suggest checking out sacredanarchy.org, Sacred Anarchy, because the Chrism Rituals, you can get it for there, I think about $7 or something. It's life-changing, so look into that. All right, lingerie and lattes. I do a lot of work that's related to research, finding different details, going into certain documents and pulling stuff out. All of that is going to be housed under Vulcan Ability Classroom. If you ever see a title there, it's going to be a lot more research-based. Lingerie and lattes, frankly, it's just an informal chat between me and you, my audience. So I hope this is going to be enlightening for you. I also do hope you get a little bit more of a understanding of who I am personally, because I do think that that's important when you are learning from somebody. You know, are these values in alignment with mine? I know I was looking for some sort of a coach, and this was a little bit back, and I saw something that looked really flashy and fun. But then I found out that this person was in an open relationship, and I thought, how can they really guide me in what I want when their mentality is completely different than mine? So hopefully a little bit of these chats, if you're tuning in, will give you a awareness of who I am, why I think the way I think, and we can divulge deeper into these subjects. So let's begin. Today we're going to discuss unconditional love, steadfast love. So a few days ago, I was at my shadow work session, and my shaman said, many people claim that they want unconditional love, but really they don't know what that means. And she defined it for me, and I'm going to define it for us here as well, because I think it's important. I launched last year a academy called Vulcan Ability Academy, which teaches women how to create the fundamentals in order to have sustainable lifetime love with their man. And I used the term unconditional love at that time because that is how much I was aware at the moment. So all of my teachings up until this point, this is how much information I have gathered. Another big piece of how I approach topics and information, you always leave a little bit of space. Maybe there's going to be a new piece of information that shifts my perspective. So with all that being said, let's get into the understanding of unconditional love, because many people claim that they want unconditional love. And I was actually very surprised that when I was looking for the definition, before even defining what I wanted to search for, after typing in the word unconditional into, I think it was Google, the first search that showed up was unconditional love. And I have been fooled by this term as well. So I'm right here with you learning. And as soon as I found this out, I wanted to share. So let me get into sharing what unconditional love means. It means not limited by conditions or absolute. So at first we can think, okay, not having conditions. That's exactly what I want. I want to be loved for who I am, and I don't want somebody to hold something against me like, oh, you don't put your socks into the right place, so I don't think this is going to work out. No, you want somebody to say, I see your shadows, I'm seeing your demons. Sure, you're a terrible person when this shows up, and yet I still love you. So that's actually not unconditional love. We go back to the definition of unconditional itself. It means that people want to not be limited by conditions, or same thing is absolute. So I was like, oh, okay, interesting. Let's go into the synonyms of the adjective of unconditional. Absolute, again, it's showing up, and also unqualified. Unqualified. This was the big one for me in my session, because as soon as I heard that, I was like, what? I don't want unqualified love. I want monogamous, like, what is it, like, from the pit of your stomach, from like the ends of your heart. That's the kind of love that I want. I don't want conditional love. But absolute and unqualified are the two key terms that show you unconditional love is not something you're really seeking. So let's define these terms because they're important. I looked into what unqualified, as we all know, it just means you're not qualified to, and you're not fit for a condition, right? You're not in alignment with it. Absolute is referring to free from imperfection. Perfect. Right? These are some of the terms. So it is that's the main definition, free from imperfection. And if you want to think about love, frankly, I would want to know one relationship that is perfect. Doesn't exist. It doesn't exist. And the reason it doesn't exist, and the reason we don't have to see that as bad, that a perfect relationship or unqualified love, absolute love isn't what we're seeking, is because we need to recognize this from a pretty logical perspective. Two people, completely different upbringings, no matter how similar your culture and your lifestyle was, you did have a different father, a different mother, hopefully no incest here, and you've had different experiences that lead you to believe certain things. And when those beliefs come head to head in a relationship with two people, it's not going to be perfect because each of those individuals believes that they are right. So that's where this space, this third entity that I like to call, especially in my teachings, if you're a part of the Vulcan Ability Academy, you probably already heard this, but it's this third structure that you're now building above these two people. And that's kind of the house, which is the relationship. So we will never have perfect love. We will never have absolute love. We will never have unconditional love. So when we are looking to obtain unconditional love, we're actually seeking something that's unattainable to us in this lifetime. Think about that for a second. All these people, I can share the search that I just did as well. All these people, I think it was over here. Let's see if the DuckDuckGo has it. Yep, unconditional love. First search sign that shows up. What it means, how to find it, what is it, discover the true meaning, all these beautiful quotes, Wikipedia, religion coming in, everyone is sharing, you just need to unconditionally love. And yes, I was using that term too, but I believe my definition of it has been a little bit broader to encompass it. So let's talk about steadfast love now, because if we've just debunked that unconditional love is actually something we don't want, what is it that we want? And again, this was the first question that came up into my mind. First, I thought, oh, shoot, I used the wrong term in my academy, which is evergreen. It will continue to serve people for over a decade. However, I'm always learning. Two, if I don't want unconditional love, then what the heck do I want? What have I been looking for all this time? And hopefully you have that same question now. So this is where we bring in the definition of steadfast. Steadfast is actually what we are all trying to define by using the term unconditional love. So if we go into steadfast, firmly fixed in place, immovable, not subject to change, a firm in belief, determination, adherence, loyal. Loyal. I mean, immovable and loyal. If you think about a relationship that's supposed to last X amount of years, however long you are on this earth, the two things that you want it to be is one, the love to be unchanging, and two, you want the person to be loyal. So steadfast love is the right term. This is where we want to achieve. This is what we want to achieve in our relationships. We don't want unconditional love. We don't want unqualified love, absolute perfect love, because that's unattainable in this lifetime. Why is it unattainable in this lifetime? Because we're humans, and humans have an earth element. We have a human spirit as well as a divine soul. And the human spirit is of the earth. It is of the fact that I need to ingest a liquid in order to be filled. It requires material things, shelter, clothing. All of that is seen as imperfect, because if we are of the human condition, we are naturally embedded like the yin and yang with a little bit of dirtiness, like a little bit of dirt speckled into us. And that's a part, that dirt is your teacher. That dirt that you have inside of you is something that you're always going to be unraveling if you're on the path of inner work and so forth. It's going to be something you're constantly evolving, and you're going to be re-meeting yourself at the same point from a different perspective. So if we are aware of all of this, we know that perfection is it's a moot point here. What we are seeking is love that is going to be stable. It's going to be unmoving. If I say that I love you today, it's going to be like that in 20 years from now, because I know it, I can feel it. And why do I feel it? Because that's when you activate the divine soul. That's when you are not operating from the human spirit. That's when you're activating the divine soul. And from that place, you can find love, true love, if you want to use that term. But it's going to be steadfast love. It's not going to be unconditional. And you are frankly not even, probably, if you understand now the definitions, you don't even want unconditional love, because I know I don't want that. So I hope this was enlightening for you. Please do leave a comment. I would love to hear your thoughts on this. Hopefully it's been educational, and many more to come. Please do join me on Fridays at 11:30. I will be posting these little videos as a tidbit for some thought to chew on. Thank you so much, and have an absolutely magical Friday.